So I'm gonna start by looking at the sign up option. So I'm a man or I'm a woman, I identify as a man, so I'm gonna enter my last name, Jara, my first name Kevin, date of birth, okay, pretty simple, 1997, August 19. You have the opportunity to add the mailing address, the email address, the phone number to your client. Okay. Once I got this, oh, patient already exists. Let's change this to Jalata. All right. And then I come on the interface. So either I can access all criteria right here, the hair flash directly, or the flash face. Sorry. So the idea is to start with a face picture. So here I have the 3D attachment, and we can see that on the top left corner it indicates the 2D attachment. If it was on 3D, you would see that it's empty. Okay. So going back to 2D, it's telling me to take a color image with the camera on the cheek, use the cap with glass. Pretty easy so far. So here we can directly see I'm taking the picture. 2 seconds after, I already assess 4 criteria. So I'm gonna have the redness, homogeneity, radiance, and phototype. Of course, I can zoom and see some pigment right here. You can zoom pretty nicely, high quality zoom. Okay. So basically, this is the summary interface where I'm gonna retrieve all the criteria of analysis, from redness to homogeneity to hydration, wrinkles, or dryness, for example. And it's giving you an overview of what is good, what is pretty medium, and what is bad in terms of result. Then the idea is gonna to access the redness, for example. I'm able to see the redness. So here it's telling me I have a mild redness. When I did it 2 weeks ago, it was a little bit more severe, closer to moderate redness. But here, so we can see a slight upgrade, like a better result in that regard. So on the top left corner, I can see an explanation, so an actual analysis of the result. So depending on what I have here, mild redness is assessing the potential reasons why I have this mild redness, and general additional information on the problem, the result, sorry. And an advice. Okay, advice: your skin requires, for example, specific cleansing and makeup removal products for sensitive skin. You can customize it. So if I want to add my own pizzazz or additional text on analysis and advice on top of that AI generated text, I can. Depending on the result that I have, it's going to suggest up to 4 products or treatments, if the med spa wish to import their treatments lines as well, recommended to help with this result. So here on mild redness, we have 4 products from the catalog of our partner in France called Meso Aesthetic. So you can access directly the website if I want to, right here, or we can keep it for later when I'm editing the report and just select and leave my recommendations, but we'll get to that. Homogeneity right here is telling me that I have a fairly even pigmentation, so then I'm not going to repeat myself, but basically same analysis, advice. If you wanted to know the differences here, you can, up right here, even pigmentation, and you see the different recommendations. But the idea is to not play around too much with this, because obviously it messes up with the result. All right, phototype, pretty simple. It's gonna tell me my phototype. I'm a phototype 3, okay? If we go to radiance, it's gonna tell me whether my skin is glowing or has a low radiance. Too bad for me, I'm mildly radiant, so it's something I gotta work on. And then we're gonna go back to my main interface with flash face and switch to 3D. So we can see I have a bit of oiliness. Sorry about that. Oh, we're changing. So pretty simple. You can see right here. Oh, okay. So I'm switching to 3D, and it's telling me to take a picture on the cheekbone. So this is my cheekbone. You wait a couple of seconds. perfect. Once it starts rotating that way, it means it's working. It's going to take basically 3D sensors taking multiple pictures on different lighting to map out the area. And here is going to establish the texture of my skin and the level of pores. So dilated pores based on the area I took a picture of. So here, if I'm going to texture, I'm going to see something pretty cool. It takes usually a couple of seconds to load the graph. And this is my skin. So here I'm able to see if I have irregularities. So here I have a pretty normal skin, but it's tending to go towards an uneven surface. So I can see different layers. Your skin has some surface irregularities. The upper layers of the skin tend to become drier with age and rougher. So here you can see if it's very smooth, or in the contrary, if it's rough and there's more, if it goes more like mountains, for example. It is explained in a document that I'm attaching to this email with this video that you can look into. Pretty simple. And for the pores, I'm gonna have the same idea, but with the dilated pores, and so this data from red being intense, fairly intense, to green being just a little bit, basically. So for the wrinkles, basically I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna take a picture right here. I can do it right here, right here, right here. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go close to here. And when it starts rotating, it's gonna map out. I usually am between under 25 to between 25 and 40 years old. I am 26 years old. And we are 25 to 40 years old. Last time I did it, I was about the same. I was actually the same. It was 2 weeks ago when I started doing that treatment with Jen Marini skincare routine. So we can see it's pretty accurate in that sense. It's requiring just a little bit of, applying the same protocol, the same area, taking the picture correctly, just a tiny bit, to make sure that I'm not going too close to the eye, because of course it will detect more depth and imply that I have deeper wrinkles, which is not necessarily the case here. Here we can see I'm between 25 to 40 years old, and I'm 26 years old. So very nice for the client, because you have very intuitive, clear, and understanding data. Okay, so great way to communicate, to talk with your client, to build a relationship. And on the right side, I automatically have the suggestions. So it's not replacing my professional, but it's helping him boosting its sales on specific skincare product. So then I'm gonna switch to the hair right here. Up on the top left corner is telling me to switch back to 2D. Right here. I'm gonna target an area where I can see the roots. And you can see right here, I should not have scalp erythema. I should have a pretty healthy scalp. You can zoom pretty nicely. It's actually going better, because last time I did it, I do a shampoo every day, for example, and I had more buildup of sebum. Here we can see a pretty healthy scalp, so congratulations to me. You can assess the level of dandruffs, okay? You can look at the scalp erythema. Here is showing, so if it's blue, for example, it's showing not an inflamed scalp. If it was more red, of course, it will show that it's inflamed. Here I have a normal scalp. Density is a funny one. Basically, we took X picture, and it's gonna take the square in the middle of that picture initially taken and pre-select some roots that it sees automatically on the picture. If not all the roots of the hair have been correctly mapped, I can manually use this to add the remaining roots. So here I have 2. Here there's only 1 that has been selected, and there's 3 more. So this is the criteria that takes the longest, usually 45 seconds, to map out the roots. Okay, and the idea is to take usually around the same location, because obviously it indicates a pattern on your hair for hair loss, but it's always nice to have the same location to track the progress correctly So here I can see there is 2 more, and I have 2 more right here. And sorry, I forgot right here. Okay, so I mapped out the area. Oh, apologies, I forgot 1 and 2 here. So here, congratulations to me, I have a very normal hair density. So nothing to worry about on this hand. As I was saying, I like to describe it as a boring device because it's gonna show mostly the truth. Most of people are gonna have usually 3-4 areas of improvement, but the areas of improvement are actually something to work on and not something that's over exaggerated, which is, I think, a better way to build trust with clients and confidence in themselves and confidence in the product they're going to end up using, because we're not overstating and you can actually track the progress correctly. For the diameter, it's pretty simple. So using this, I'm going to be able to select the middle of the hair, one hair I see. I click, it automatically assesses the thickness of my hair. So the idea is to take 2-3 hair that I see. If it doesn't map out correctly, it's interesting that it does it, because I can use this circle right here up, and I can, so here I messed it up a little bit, perfect, and I can just reduce it to how I want it. So pretty easy. It's telling me my thickness could be better. Up, I can use, for example, this hair right here. The idea is to have something that's a little bit strong, like pretty flat, sorry. So here, up, I turn it just a little bit and I open it, right. So it's telling me I have thin hair. So here on the diameter, so I have the image. I can take a better one if I want to for the specific criteria. So we go back right here. I can see my hair, and the idea is to put it in the square that I'm seeing right here. Perfect. I'm taking the picture. There we go. Very nice. Very nice picture of my hair. I'm targeting the middle right here, and it's gonna automatically assess the thickness of my hair. So here it's saying very thin. The idea is to compare it with others to then compute an average. Up. Oops, I didn't click correctly. Perfect. So here it's going up a little bit more. If I'm going right here, there we go. If I'm taking this other one, there we go. For example, if I don't take it correctly, let's say we take this one right here. Oh yeah, there we go, sorry. Oh. If I take, for example, this one right here, and it doesn't map out correctly, I can use this on the right to put it back correctly as it was. Okay, I can move it to the left, okay, up, so I can see it's better. Here saying that I'm coming to normal hair, but I have a little bit of thin hair. We can do a last one to be sure. The idea is to take 4 or 5 hair usually, okay. Here we can see we could move it a tiny bit more. Perfect, okay. Here, no, that's perfect. So I'm between normal hair and thin hair. That's something that I gotta track and look on in the future to see if there's not problematic and underlying something, a problem, hair loss or whatever. Usually no, I just have thin hair in general. I mean, normal to thin hair. I don't have very thin hair, but here is giving me a pretty nice average on, we selected 6 hair. Okay, so I'm talking a lot, but usually when you do with a client, it's gonna take up to 45 seconds to do the density and the diameter. So we did the wrinkles, we did the texture, we did the radiance. So a funny one is the oiliness. So the oiliness is pretty simple. 1 second, please, I'm coming back. So for the oiliness, I'm gonna have patches like this, 150 of this for oiliness and 150 of those for dryness, okay? Patches that I'm gonna apply on the T-zone right here for 5 seconds, and based on this, I'm gonna take a picture with the handgun and assess my level of oiliness and dryness. So I'm gonna do it right here, oiliness. And you can see that all the dark spots right here are showing the signs of oiliness. And I'm coming here. Perfect. I'm gonna go and take the picture. So here, it's showing a little bit of oiliness and automatically suggesting specific product. So your face is excessively greasy on some places on your face, other places are fine. This state is a consequence of a localized high activity of sebaceous glands. So it's not something that I want to hear every day, but at least it's pretty straightforward and honest. So this is in for the skin oiliness, and for the dryness, same. I'm just gonna remove this tiny patch right here, this film, sorry, and I'm gonna do the same, apply it right here. 5 seconds. Perfect. Okay. And I'm taking my picture. No visible dryness. I'm usually pretty good on this. I did another one yesterday with a client, and no visible dryness was observed. So we are all good with this. And then we're almost done. Just to show quickly, the face powder is more like an add-on. I present it as an add-on. It's basically the opportunity to take a picture of my skin and to match it with sometimes you have skincare products that have a special tint, special color. So you take the sample and you match it, and it's gonna tell me the match, basically, if it's a total match or mismatch. So then, for example, I have the blackheads. Blackheads, pretty simple. I'm gonna take a picture. For example, I can do it right here, I can do it right here. Usually we do it over this area. Okay, and based on that, that's one of the 2 criteria where the client has to chip in, where the professional, sorry, have to contribute. It's more like a record tracker, like a reference for future diagnosis. I'm taking a picture, and based on the scale result and the analysis, I'm going to select which of the result is matching the picture that I'm seeing. Obviously, I can zoom, I can see my skin is far from being perfect and I have some stuff to work on. And it's going to do the same for acne. So I'm going to go back to acne. But first, I'm going to take a picture with the biological age right here. So it took the picture a little bit too fast. You're going to see my face. Right here, delete image. So based on that, it's telling me that my skin is moderate aging, significant aging for my, so basically based on my birth year, it's gonna tell me if my skin looks older than my biological age or if it's a pretty normal skin. Pity for me, it's something to work on. Dark circles, obviously didn't take the right picture. So same, saying important. And then the last one is gonna be for acne. So based on the picture, as I was saying, like blackheads, I'm gonna be able to use the scale of result and select the appropriate result that I see on the scale based on the picture and on the reality of what I'm seeing on my skin. So me, I have mild acne, so I'm pretty okay with this. And obviously I'm taking a picture with a laptop, so the software is not gonna assess the level of acne correctly just based on a picture. So this is just for future references for tracking the progress. And the last one is basically using a moisture monitor right here, okay, for skin, and just take multiple points. So I'm turning it on, I put it on my forehead, and it's telling me 31%. So the idea is a normal hydration of the skin is between 30 to 40%. Below this, we're talking about dehydration, and 40% to 50% is very good. So here I'm doing pretty good. I'm in a normal. Do it again. Okay. I gotta do it. I messed it up, sorry. Right here. I did it too close to the eye. perfect, 31%, pretty accurate. And right here, 31% as well. So it's true, I should have showed you the result, but you can trust me maybe on this one. So it's telling me to have mild dehydration. You can see the scale. I could be better. Your skin shows a mild dehydration. It may be caused by stress. Lord knows my lifestyle is stressful, lack of sleep as well, unhealthy eating habits, or by the use of inadequate cosmetics. It's like the DPSkin knows my lifestyle by heart. So we are all good with the diagnosis. Of course, it took me longer to explain because I'm going over everything. But once I'm with a professional that's trained and talking a bit with the client, it takes, normally when I do it with someone that I'm not trying to, explain again and again, it's gonna take 8 minutes. Usually it takes me 8 minutes. So this is the longer version. After this, I'm gonna do a quick video when I'm redoing everything. And then I'm gonna go to my report. I have my report right here, showing me a graph. Okay, so everything being on that. So you see the different grade, 4, 3, 2, 1. If I'm going on the 1, I'm obviously in the good. If I'm going right here, I'm obviously in the bad. So what to treat first? Diameter of the hair, radiance, biological age, dark circles. Okay, result that can be improved, X, Y, Z, and satisfying result, X, Y, Z. Okay, for each of the criteria, I'm gonna have the name of the criteria, the picture has been taken, the result, and an advice, as well as the recommendation. So then I can use this, and if I don't want all of the skincare product and I want to keep just one, I can. Okay, so it goes the same for all of the pictures, all of the criteria. I can go to history and track what was the recommendation at this day for this diagnosis, what was the picture taken at this day, what was the advice given, and I can assess individual criteria and track over time the progression if it's going upward or downwards. So here we're on the 6th March 6th, sorry. And then if I'm doing in 1 day, in 30 days, it's gonna do another point. Hopefully it goes better, it goes up or it goes down, etc. And again, I can retrieve, I'm gonna have all the pictures that has been taken for pigmentation on the different diagnosis, and of course the skincare product. So it's a good way for you to test your products and for your client to sit on the report for a little bit and understand that these products will help them on those specific issues, and also to track the progress of the treatments over time. So going back to this, the last thing to show you is I'm gonna save the report, and you're gonna see that automatically it will generate a report to be saved or send as a PDF, send to WhatsApp. Multiple options are available. That's it. So I have my report. I can put any logo that I want. So this is Pixions or co-manufacturer that we can, this is their address in Toulouse. My name, date of report, summary, evaluation, and each of the criteria right here with the recommendations, etc., etc. Very simple to understand. The client has a clear vision of its result, of this progression. It can take everything home. It takes 30 seconds to send. And me, going back, oops, apologies. Me going back to this, I can end my report, and I can retrieve this information if I want to. Okay, so here I can see that March 6th I did this evaluation, for example. Okay, then going to the parameters, the settings, I can change the language in German, Japanese, French, or Spanish. Okay, product database, I can integrate a whole database of product through Excel or manually right here, or treatments, name, brand, reference, description, and so on and so on. And then product strategy is where it's getting interesting. So it's very intuitive and simple to use. I can select individual criteria and add, depending on the result, a specific device. So I click on plus and I can access my whole database saying, okay, I want this one, boom, I had it. Simple as this. And the recommendation, as I was saying, depending on the criteria again, I can customize and add my own text as analysis and advice. Okay, but usually you don't have to because the AI already generates the text. It has a database connected, and based on the result, it's going to tell you this and that. Pretty simple, pretty easy to use. Obviously, it's a very lengthy explanation, but I believe that it's important to be transparent and give a full understanding of this. Again, I did it multiple times, tons of times, and usually 8 to 10 minutes max is enough to do the diagnosis when you don't speak as me. Hopefully you're not too bored and you appreciate the device, and looking forward to another talk. Have a good one.